The worst thing that I saw once, it was a customer who had created a spreadsheet. It was a prospect, created a nice spreadsheet for entering data into SAP. So they were creating products, materials in SAP. And they had this spreadsheet where it was passed through various people. And at the end, the spreadsheet was passed to a last guy who was entering the data, copying, pasting from Excel to SAP. Imagine the process. That's just insane.
Wow, yeah.
And I looked at the Excel spreadsheet. It was stuffed with rules, complication, plenty of fields, didn't make sense to anyone, and the guys were struggling with that. And at the end of the day, I just realized that half of the rules didn't really make sense. So they just had stacked up rules on rule on rule on rule without having any thought for governance, without figuring out, at the end of the day, it's going to triple the time for everyone. They just had made a big blob that didn't make sense. And the lack of governance at that level was really, really blatant because they just stacked up enforcement systems without trying to govern and think, what is the value? Am I making my user's life easier? They didn't think about that, just stacked up rules and rules and rules and rules and rules. Yeah. And it was just like a real, real nightmare. And I came back to them and I said, you know what, you should go back to the basics, figure out why are you doing all these things? Why is there this rule here? What is the reason? Because they didn't know the reason because they never tracked the governance. So they came up with all these things along history. Didn't make sense anymore, but they were still doing it. And that worries me when it comes to it's like a tradition. We're doing it. Why do we do it? We don't know, but we are doing it. Don't have a black cat. Why? Who knows?
Because someone told
you.
But yeah, exactly. It's totally made up. It's very interesting. You raise a number of points.